How a food prepper preps food for a camping trip? I didn't think so, but I'm going to tell you anyway. The first thing we do is establish where we're going, and we scope out any restaurants in the area that we might have interest in eating at that are not chains that we can find closer to where we live. We look for those hole in the walls, those dives, those food trucks. If we don't see anything that floats our boat, then that's when we move on to step 2. Step 2, we look at the weather. As you know, especially if you live in Texas, the weather can be really unpredictable. We've been on many camping trips where there was flash flood storms or it was just extremely cold and you didn't want to leave the camper. So once we establish what the weather is, then that will let us know if we're going to be cooking outdoors, and if so, what grills, what smokers, what do we need to bring, or if we're going to be cooking indoors, what indoor appliances do we want to bring? Do we want to bring a slow cooker? Do we want to bring just some freeze-dried food and just dump some hot water in it and call it a day? So come along with me as we plan for our upcoming camping trip. So where we're going for this upcoming camping trip, it's someplace we've been before. And the weather's supposed to be nice. It's supposed to be like mid 60s to 70s or whatever. So we will be outdoors quite often. But because we've been there before, we're not really interested in too many of the restaurants in the area. So we're probably going to just bring food this time. What we typically do when we travel, it's usually our youngest daughter and then me and my husband. And we kind of like to just do our own thing, if that makes sense. You know, we eat so many meals together as a family. When we go camping, we each like to tap into our own creativity and do what we want. Like, I might want a Knorr pasta side, and Corey might want a cheese platter, or whatever the case may be. We just kind of do our own thing. But we just recently got a freeze dryer, and we have been freeze drying everything that we can get our hands on. So I've got mixed emotions, because on the one hand, we're putting this stuff away for long-term storage. We don't want to just be busting into everything we freeze dry, because then why bother freeze drying it in the first place? You know, just eat leftovers or freeze it. But anyway, but at the same time, we also need to be testing out the things that we freeze dry. So number one, we know if we like it, we can make more of it. If we don't like it, we won't. We can learn from our mistakes. Did we add too much water, and did we add too little water, whatever the case may be? So we're trying to find a balance between, you know, testing out our freeze-dried items, but yet not wanting to get into them. So we're just kind of being selective. Here's some of my husband's Hatch green chili that he made. And then we've got just random fruits, strawberries. Oh, this was what I made the other day, my white bean and sausage soup. Just different things like that. So we'll probably, maybe each time we go on a camping trip, take one freeze-dried meal to test, and then that way we can see if we like it and see what changes we need to make in the future, or if it's even worth it to freeze-dry it again. So that is first step. Okay, since we established we're probably going to be cooking out because the weather is going to be nice, and my husband loves to grill and to use his fire disc and his Blackstone and all that good stuff. So we probably need to start picking out some meat from one of our freezers, and then go ahead and start thawing it out or marinating if we need it to. So because I am a multitasker, I also like to do things like test certain products when we go camping that pertain to the outdoors. So for example, because the weather's going to be nice, I'm going to take my portable solar oven and try to test that out. Also, I don't know, I've got mixed emotions because the drive is not that far away from our house. Now, if I was going on, if we were going camping somewhere that was like 4 or 5 hours away, this would make more sense. It's only about an hour or so from our house, because one of these days I would like to test this personal portable oven. And I did some research on this to see, is this something that just heats your food up or does it actually cook it? And I believe it's supposed to cook it. This is kind of like what you would see those long distance truck drivers using to heat their food up and stuff. So you just plug it into your lighter. I don't know if I'll be doing that on this. This might be the next camping trip, but I'm definitely going to try to do the solar oven. So that is just another thing that I, process in my head. I also process if where we are going has a water source, which most of the time it does, because usually when we camp, we try to get a spot on the water, on the lake, at the beach, whatever. But I also have a lot of different water filtration devices that I want to test out. So I might bring something like that along. On one of our last trips, it was freezing, so we were unable to go to the lake at Livingston and get the water to test out the different water preps that we have. So maybe I'll try to do that this time, but that is also how I determine when I'm prepping. I'm like, okay, what can I do to learn something in addition to camping? So we'll see what we come up with the solar oven, weather permitting. So really all that's left to do is chit chat with my family when everybody gets home from work. We'll meet, we'll discuss, we'll see what we want to eat together, what we want to eat on our own. We might make a trip to the store if I don't have what we're looking for in the pantry, just to get little things here and there, little snacks and things like that. So I will bring you back when it's time to go to the next step. It's been decided that my daughter, who is a vegetarian, is going to want black bean burgers with chimichurri sauce and chimichurri potatoes. Is that ancho chili powder? So the hubby is over here making the chimichurri sauce, which consists of parsley, garlic, red wine vinegar, some smoked salt mixture that he created, some olive oil, and this is just part of how we meal prep before a trip.
About half the vinegar to the olive oil.
Okay. And it's good stuff. It's definitely restaurant quality chimichurri sauce. Looking good. And Corey and I decided pretty much we're just gonna, him and I are just gonna kind of eat leftovers, whatever we got left in the fridge from the past couple of days. That's what we're taking.
Yep.
We also have an area of the house that we put things that are going to the camper so we don't forget. If we take blankets off or towels to wash, we make sure we fold them and put them back, and those are our little collapsible containers that we pack our food in. So we just put that kind of stuff by the door as a reminder so we don't forget to pack it. And if time allows, we will make a run up to storage and load some of this stuff on the camper, so for the day of, we don't have as much stuff to take and we're less likely to forget something. So there's been a change of plan as far as the food preparation. My husband did find a place that he wants to go eat lunch on our only full day at the campsite. He said that it was a redneck Lunchable plate that he was going to order. And what does that consist of, babe?
2 pounds of crawfish, potatoes, corn, and sausage. And then I'll get some boudin balls to take home to the camper.
You heard it. And do you love his Farrah shirt or what? It's an inside joke. I don't feel like explaining it, but anybody from the 70s can probably appreciate his shirt. All the dudes anyway. So since it's the day of our camping trip, we have a little time to kill because my daughter's working, so we're not as rushed today. But because we recently had some flooding in our area, we drove by our, our storage where we store our RV, the other day to just check and see if it had any flooding, and the iron gate was locked shut. Like it had caution tape, like I don't know if the power was out or whatever, but we wanted to come here today, make sure that we could get in to get our RV. I'm on it now. Corey's checking the outside. I'm looking around the inside, doing inventory, checking our toilet paper rolls, paper towels, paper plates, things like that. So let's go outside and see what Corey's got going on. Alright, so here we are at our little off-grid Greta. What you got going on, Corey?
I'm gonna turn the battery on. That way the refrigerator will start to cool down. It's a 12-volt refrigerator, so it cools down way faster than the propane or the electric. And then we'll go to Sonic and get some ice, pick up a lid, or go to Sonic, get some ice, come back, hook up, and go get a lid. And I'll check the tire pressure too. With these, it's 65 pounds on these tires. Tom's up there. Okay, that's good. But I just keep an eye on it. I know right where it's got to go. Okay.
How long ago was it that we went camping?
Oh,
A few weeks.
Maybe 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we'll leave the stairs open since we're coming back.
Yeah.
There's a lot there.
Are you ready to go camping? Are you ready to go camping? We got to pack up your little bed, your little food. Don't forget to take care of them pets and bring their stuff.
Salmon, green beans.
So, on the last hour or so before we go on a trip, we like to start packing up the refrigerated items. And Hazel, we already have her little leash on the camper. I just loaded up her food and her bed, and she's got blankets. What else we need?
Cheese and the tortillas?
For roll-ups, yes. We typically keep some seasonings on the camper, but if we have any specialty seasonings that we want to bring for certain meals, that's where we start loading that up. So do we have cereal on the camper still?
Yes.
Okay, so we need to pack a little bit of milk.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go through this in our heads. We're only staying one full day, and on that full day we're eating lunch out, correct?
Yep.
So all we need to really plan for is 2 breakfasts,
Dinner tonight,
and dinner
That's it.
tomorrow, right? Or are you going to eat leftovers?
I'll just eat leftovers tomorrow.
Okay. So, are we doing eggs? Usually on our last day, we don't want to deal with washing dishes and stuff, so we keep it light and easy. So I think we're going to bring a backpacker's meal. And maybe we'll do some yogurt or something easy, but we're not going to bust out with making sausage and eggs and potatoes and all that good stuff.
Oh, we have a guava in there that's open.
Okay. Okay, need a couple of DPs. Can't get through the day without these. Olivia and I only drink this instant coffee. We'll also do inventory of our produce and see what might be getting kind of sketched that we don't want going bad, and we'll just grab that and take it with us. What do you want to do on these avocados? Are we going to freeze dry them, or are we going to try to take a couple?
Well, I don't know. They're kind of getting soft.
So, brulee. And I'm going to do, on a different day, the ice cream sandwich, mint chocolate chip. Corey, you wanted to do the biscuits and gravy on the last day. There you go. Did you pack your hot sauce?
Yeah.
And then, let's see, I'm trying to pick out mine. Do I want breakfast skillet? We've had the beef stroganoff before, right? I think, and I liked it.
Yeah, that's what we had on the camping trip.
Okay, let's see here. Is this a breakfast? That looks good. Potatoes, shredded beef, chicken and dumplings. Another creme brulee. Okay. I'm missing whatever I was going to take for my breakfast. Okay, so I will take this for my breakfast on the last day, and I'll take this as a just in case for one of my meals. I think we got these little containers on Amazon, but it's the perfect size to hold some milk, or we'll take our shelf-stable milk. So we're going to wing it for our dinners, doing leftovers. Everybody kind of does their own thing. So I am going to take a moment and figure out what I want to do for my dinner. I think I'll take a couple of these tuna packets to, and I want a soup. Where's my Japanese soups? Like this corn soup is good. Or do I want to try, I think this is like a miso. Maybe I'll take one of those. If I get the munchies and want some snacks, cheddar jalapeno, maybe I'll do some cheese and crackers for a evening snack. I also want to go through here and see if I can find any dehydrated things. That looks good. I could maybe put this on some yogurt. Oh yeah, I have some granola. That's what I want to do. I want to bring some of my yogurts. And some of this dehydrated fruit looks good. Ooh, edamame. Okay, I think we're set. So I'm going to pack this yogurt for my breakfast. And this is the all-time best granola, the strawberry shortcake. I think we got it from Costco. This granola is the bomb too. I'm also trying to decide if I want my fully loaded grits, where I put green onion, cheese, sour cream, and butter in here. That's going to require packing too many ingredients, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll pass on that. I know Olivia, I think she said she wanted some oatmeal, some strawberry and cream. Okay, what water do I want to take today? I'll just finish off whatever this is. My cherry bubbly. I need to also make sure to pack Olivia's medicine for her medical condition. So we got all her vitamins and her branched chain amino acids, measuring spoons, syringes. Okay, and most importantly, her medication. Got her formula. Okay, so I think we need a leucine. When it comes to clothes and toiletries, we have pretty much everything we need on the camper. We keep a few outfits for every season because the weather here in Texas is so unpredictable. So I don't really need to pack too much for this trip. From what I understand, it's going to be pretty pleasant. So I'm not going to have to really pack much, other than things I might want to take, like a book or just something to keep me busy and entertained. Usually I would probably pick one of my homesteading books, but I think I want to read something else instead. Here we go. That looks good. All right. Hazel, you ready to go camping?
Yeah, and the last thing that you want to make sure you have when you're loading up for a camping trip is your sweet thing. So here she is.
All that packing, all that planning, and we still end up at the grocery store because we forgot stuff. Shocker, right? These things happen though. Where's your daddy? Hazel, where's your daddy? Is daddy coming? You see your daddy? You see your daddy? There he is.
You got great deals at...
Comes the party animal. We can officially get started. Once we get to our camper, we want to put away the perishable things first in the fridge or the freezer. See, Corey got a couple of charcuterie boards at Kroger. Let's see. Alright. I'm not terribly worried about things moving around. too much, but if we had more stuff, let me show you. So we're not taking too many things on this trip. We actually have a lot of things in these containers here, but none of them are perishable. But if we have anything that's like glass bottles or something that we're worried about, we will lay in this drawer. I need to clean this fridge. Or if we're worried about, anything spilling, we can just stick everything in here till we get to our destination. Found a couple of drinks I had to add. So we are locked and loaded. This stuff should ride pretty okay.
Okay, everybody, we're just getting ready to leave now. Putting the stairs up, the door, trim the handle. Got to hook the truck to the bumper hitch. You got to also hook the 12 volts up, and then there's chains, safety chains, and there's also a lanyard for the brakes in case the whole thing comes off the back of your truck. The brakes will be applied to the camper. Then we have these weight distribution bars that we put on there. That evens the weight out between the camper and the pickup truck. So I do that, and then I have a sway bar, tension bar, where you tighten that up, and that keeps your trailer from swaying. So we're going to yank out the last chock and head on down the road. So see you in a bit.